Good afternoon, everyone. Hope all is well. So, back again with this live session. Start of the week, Monday. I hope you're doing great. We are now going to be going live with the founder and CEO of a central London based architectural firm. And we are going to be talking about what they do in the architectural field and how do they do it with all these residential, commercial buildings coming up in London, in the UK. What are the norms and what are the challenges that they face when they are producing their architectural designs to their clients, developers, whoever they are, when it comes to, especially the council, when it comes to certifying these designs to then go ahead and do them up. So let's go live with Simone, who is the founder and CEO of Simone de Gel Architects, based in Belgravia, which should be good talking to them about central London properties and what are the planning restrictions and different kind of updates on how things move around within the architectural interior industry. So let's just wait for Simone. Simone.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine, Murtaza. How are you?
Good to see you here. Thank you so much for accepting my invite in terms of sharing the knowledge that you have, spreading the positivity, and getting people to know more about yourself and how have you done it in the architectural interior designing and innovating your company within these fields and producing designs that are in London, in central London, in the UK. We're going to be talking all about that. So thank you so much for joining me today.
Okay, it's my pleasure.
Super.
Nice to see you here.
Good. Simone, before we move forward, I already gave an introduction to yourself, but if you can introduce yourself as to who you are and what exactly is it that you do so that we can get the conversation moving forward.
My name is Simone de Gel. I'm an architect and I run a business in central London in Belgravia. I've run it for nearly 10 years now and it's an architect's practice. We also do interior design, like high-end luxury interiors, and then we also do master planning design, so designs of like urban centres, cities and things. And we've got projects in central London and we have projects internationally in Europe, in the Caribbean.
Wow.
And we're trying to enter into the Asia market now.
Super. That is absolutely amazing to know how much you're doing across the field. So Simone, I want to take you a few years back into your childhood, into your teenage years. I mean, you're doing a profession that a lot of kids, teenagers dream about doing when they're growing up. When they're going to school or college, university, they think of being an architect or a doctor or a lawyer, an actor, a musician, whatever it may be. Did you always aspire yourself to become an architect, or did you want to do something different to what you're doing today when you were growing up?
I always wanted to be an architect. My grandfather was an architect in the Caribbean, in Jamaica.
Okay.
And my dad and my uncles, they work in construction in London. So I was always brought up on construction sites.
Building sites.
I decided when I was, yeah.
Good
and
stuff.
we had the most amazing joinery and carpentry in my house.
Okay.
And it was all done by my uncle. Like my uncle done all the carpentry, all the joinery in our house, and I loved it. And
that's what sort of got you into the architectural world.
Yeah. I just decided when I was about 10.
Okay. Let me ask you this. I mean, did you face any sort of hardships while you were studying and wanted to become an architect and you aspired to become an architect? Did you face any hardships, challenges that you had to get through to get into possibly universities to study architecture? Did you have any of those problems that arise?
No, I didn't have that many problems because because I decided so young, I just done all the steps that you're meant to do. So, like at GCSE, I made sure I did maths. I made sure I did, well, everyone does maths, and I did art. Art is
Okay.
important, and technology.
Okay.
And then for my A levels, I did maths and art
Okay.
and economics and accounting. And you need the maths and art to get into
And I
university.
think the economics and accounting sort of give you a plus point on the maths point that, you're so into it because you've done maths, you've done accounting, you've done economics. It sort of summarizes the whole mathematics solutions that you need when you're doing designs and architectural,
Yeah.
uh, you know, sort of what do you call it? You just mentioned it before. What you do with sorry, it's just gone over my head.
Innovative concepts. Well,
Exactly.
it's like yeah, I mean there's art as part of it as well, but architecture is like it's a balance of art and mathematics. So
Exactly.
um it's just about having that balance between the two, and that's why I took those A levels, so that it would just take me straight into university.
Super. And
It was
during
fine. It was
university,
it was fine. I mean, I didn't have many problems in like getting the university. I think the only thing is like with university, it's I think it's challenging for everyone because it's so different from school, isn't it?
of
I mean,
course.
from school and college, everyone's fine, but university, like people go crazy,
I mean,
like they're working like all the time, like and yeah.
my in-laws background, like my father-in-law and my wife, they're both architects.
Mm.
So when
Oh,
when she was at university and everything, I know the challenges that although she studied in Pakistan and it's a totally different ball game as how
yeah,
students study here and how they study in Pakistan, but I can understand the challenges and sort of when you're going through that phase of the deadlines and the timelines and the presentations and you have to do the 3D models and everything put together. Yeah, and I used to have friends at university who did architecture, so I mean they never had time to come out because I was studying
well, that's the
business.
thing. The
So
thing is, yeah, everyone wants to be the best. So the bar is set very high, and then you get people working like 24 hours a day. So you have to
exactly.
work 24 hours a day just to keep up to that bar. So it's very, very intense. But I think it sort of prepares you for real life. The business life. It kind of prepares you. It gives you like an edge and sort of like shapes you up
Absolutely.
so that you've got like resilience and stamina.
Absolutely. I mean, university does that to any kind of student that goes to university in terms of the exposure, the experience that they meet so many different people within different careers, whatever they're
Yeah,
choosing to be. But architecture is one of those careers that you have to go to university to study that and to get to bear to get the knowledge of where you want to be in life, and
yeah.
I mean, certainly you have to go to university for that. So you went to university.
Yeah, you have to
How
go
long
to
was the
architect. You
course?
have to go to university for that, but also, there's we are looking at different ways in which you can become qualified architect. They've now entered like an apprenticeship scheme, which is being trialing by some of the top architecture practices like Norman Foster, Foster and
Okay,
Partners, and Richard Rogers. They're developing these apprentices, and but you need to go to get the qualifications so that you can be registered.
of course. I mean, you went to university. How long did the course last for? I think it's what, 6 years, 7 years, something like that.
Well, the actual studying part is like 5 years, like you
Okay,
do 3 years for your degree and then 2 years for your diploma, and then you do like 2 years of work experience, like
and
split in
that's all
between those.
combined. It's all combined within the architecture degree that you have to do.
Well, it's split up because some universities do the degree, some universities do and the diploma as separate courses, and then so
Okay,
it's you can like go and do an architecture degree, and then you can go and I don't know, go into
do
interior
a
design or do something
okay,
else.
okay,
It's I think the whole thing with architecture is very broad, so it's a really really good sort of even industry. Even if you do the first part, it's even good to be part of you know, that because it gives you so much knowledge and
Absolutely.
opportunities. But to become like fully qualified, like to be registered, you have to do the degree, the diploma, the two
And the work experience.
years of work experience, and then the final examination.
Absolutely. And then when you finished out of university, what were the challenges? I mean, one of the challenges that I've spoken to a few architects on my live session is that to get the right sort of job, which gives you the right experience to get to what you want to be. Like, I mean, architecture, like you mentioned, is a broad field, but there could be a lot of things within architecture that you want to do. So, how did you find yourself after university in terms of breaking through the doors and getting yourself, landing yourself the right job to then starting your own company? If you can take me through that
Well,
experience.
the thing, I mean, I've been in a really fortunate position because, as I said, I decided when I was about 10 I was going to be an architect. So,
Yeah.
you know, just like I've always been pursuing like that goal, and you know, throughout my degree and my diploma, all I was doing was networking and building up business connections, and you know, doing like little private projects for my friends and you know,
Okay.
neighbors, and just like practicing my skills and things.
Okay.
So it was quite a smooth transition for me. And when I did my degree, because you do have to do you do have to do the experience.
Yeah.
When I did my degree, I think I remember it being quite difficult at first to get a job. But all I did, I just focused on my CV and on my skills, and I just applied everywhere. And then in the end, I got like this great job with on the Westfield London Shopping Centre, the one in White
Okay.
City,
Okay.
and that was the very first shopping centre by Westfield in Europe, and it
Yep.
was at the time it was the biggest one there, and it was amazing because I was based on site, and I was there for about a year, and you know, my boss gave me so much responsibility, and so it was amazing. I loved it. And and now I shop at that shopping centre
And you can actually
every
feel
week.
that I mean, I mean, with me, when I go to old country houses or houses that have been built, even for example the Battersea Power Station, when you go into buildings like these or sites like these, you always think about history, right? That what must have happened here, or how many
Yeah,
people must have gone through this power station. So I'm sure that when you shop at Westfield right now, it must be like, I've been through so many places around here that I can kind of point out where and what I did at certain points in that
yeah, yeah,
particular job.
yeah.
So how was
It's
that
fun.
experience working at Westfield? Was it a lot of pressure? Did you have to meet a lot of deadlines? I mean, how was it working at that at the firm?
Well, I mean, it was just fun because I was based on site. My client, my boss, he was quite young, and so he didn't pressure me too much, and I was
Okay.
just like, it was just really nice. And I just like done all the drawings, and he gave me like loads of responsibility. He let me do the drawings, he let me inspect the site, you know, like I had real projects going on, and he just let me have my independence, which was really nice, and I just had fun. It was just like an incredible experience. It was the largest shopping center, and my boss would just let me do, you know, let me be
Carry
in
on with your
control of.
work. Yep.
Yeah. Just let me get on with that. And I was very curious as well. So I was always trying to get more work. You know, I was always like, you know, can I do this and can I do that? And, you know, I was always trying to get more responsibility. So it was it was so much fun. And then the second job that I did, I worked with a company I was there for about a year, and then I worked with a company called RMJM
Okay.
Architects. They're like a big architectural practice global.
Okay.
And that was amazing as well. That was so amazing. Like they had this their biggest project, which was for it was like a 1-2 billion pound project. They
Wow.
had just won they just won a competition in Russia to design Gazprom headquarters.
Okay.
And
Yep.
so it was very early in the design stage, where the Westfield project was on site. This one was on the
Offsite.
paper. So
Okay.
yeah, so no, so yeah, and it was just a drawing at the time. So
I was just going to ask you whether you went to Russia to see the site in actually and in person.
no, only the management went out. We're like we were just juniors.
So now that we've got these examples, one was on-site, one was off-site. How does it work in terms of, is it more convenient to be on-site so you can see what's going around you, and maybe if you have to make any changes, you can do it, or whether it's good to work off-site and to get those changes done? How does it work?
I think it just in I think it doesn't matter whether it's on site or off site. I think it's really about the communications and
Okay.
like for instance with the project in Russia, we would have a team on the ground, and like
Okay.
even like in my company, we've got projects abroad, so we've always got someone on the ground who reports back to us. So we'll always visit the site. Like in my company, we'll visit our projects. The one in Russia, that was another company, and the juniors didn't go out to site. But for my projects, for my company projects, we'll always visit the site, and then
Okay.
we will have someone there. We'll have someone there on the ground who, the information that we need. Photographs,
Sorry, you
measurements, suppliers, suppliers, contacts, any information that we need on site, they will give to us.
sure. So then you did these two jobs, and was this after the second job that you decided to start your company?
No, I was always going to start my company, and that's why I was doing so much networking and sort of building up my expertise. And but in the 2009 recession, I was going to do my part three, so my final examination, but
Okay.
none of the companies were hiring, so I just started my company then, and I set it up as like architectural services
Okay.
because you have to be qualified to call yourself an architect. And then I did my part three examination through my company. So I just got another company to oversee my work
Okay.
and sign it off. And
And
then I did my
how
examination.
was that? How was that experience while you were studying and running the company side by side? How was it?
Sorry, say that again.
How was it working and giving your examination, which is a part three, which is one of the most important examination as an architect? How was it
Mm.
putting both of them together and doing them simultaneously?
Again, it was amazing. It was the best thing ever because I just did everything myself, and I was independent. So um basically it's like, I had another company overseeing my work, but all the projects were mine, and so all the clients were mine. Like, the projects were mine. It was
But
all my,
the pressure that must have been built up by obviously giving those year three examination and the pressure that you have to meet certain deadlines with your clients and everything. How did you sort of manage those two together?
I just enjoy the work. I just enjoy it, and with the part three, it's testing you, like, to be a competent architect. So it's, for me, it's like a validation. It wasn't really pressure. It was about proving myself to me that
Okay,
that I was competent and that I had the skills. And it was just, I just remember it being like such an enjoyable experience because, like, I did it at the Architectural Association, which is one of the best schools in Europe,
yep,
and it was just such a relaxed environment. I knew I'd done all the work. I had the independence, and I just wanted my registration. So I had the confidence, I had the clients, I had the projects, and by that time I had international projects already. So
wow,
it was just a really good experience. And I mean, anything that you want, you've just got to work hard for, isn't it? It was a bit like a
absolutely,
driving test. You can drive, and you're just doing it, and you're doing the test so that you can get the certificate.
absolutely. So once you did your year three examinations and you got the certification, how was it then moving on full steam and driving your company to where it is today? How was that experience? If you can take me through that. And
It was
what were the challenges that you faced? Obviously, we were in the 2009, 2010.
Yeah.
after effects of the recession, where residential, commercial, people didn't know what was going on with property. How did you sort of sail your boat within the architecture world and get to where you are today?
Well, I think it's been a journey, and there's been ups and downs, and um, but it's like even now, like every day I'm still growing, the company's still growing, and I'm still, young and ambitious, and we're just getting all the projects that we want. And I think I've been quite fortunate in terms of the projects that we've been able to get, but I think it's
I mean,
more about
I've
like,
seen some of the projects that are listed on your website, and they look absolutely amazing. I mean, some of the design
thanks,
works that you've done, I mean, hats off. It's great
thank
work.
you. I think there's, it's been good, and but you can't ever. I want my company to be like one of the best, like in the world, and so you have to like keep working at it and growing and keep focused, and it's just like part of my life now, and
It's a
it just
combination of positivity, right? A lot of positiveness that you need to get where you
yeah.
want.
I think it's positivity, leadership, and just being focused and moving in that direction. So I'm a little bit more. I'd say that I'm more in my stride now. Like I'm like striding through this journey as opposed to like trying to grab everything. So it's like it's just like I'm just enjoying my life.
That's good. That's good to hear. So
Doing some amazing projects,
before I get to
meeting amazing
what's
people, making the
be-
money, traveling, winning awards,
that's
all
amazing.
all sorts of things.
Um, Before I get to the maybe the best project that you've done, I would like to ask you what's been the most complicated project that you've done so far in your life?
Most complicated project.
Because architecture can be complicated, right? Whether it might be the council that doesn't approve it, whether it's the client that doesn't approve it, whether the work of your
Yeah,
employees that you don't approve it.
I think the most complicated project is it's not actually one specific project, I must say. I think
Okay.
the most complicated project that you can have is when your client doesn't want to listen to you about something.
That's in every field. That
It's yeah, but it makes it difficult because you wanna be successful for your client, and you want to like get them planning permission. You want to get them the project on site. You want to get it within their budget, but um, if like obviously that you're not going to dictate,
of
but
course.
if the client can't, if you can't help your client through that journey because they won't listen to your views, it
It
kind
can
of
get complicated.
yeah,
Have you ever faced that in any of your projects?
yeah. I mean, there's one project in particular, and it's a project which we wanted for a development, a new build development, and we gave recommendations for the type of combination of apartments that we wanted to have on the site, and the client wouldn't listen to us. They said that they wanted to have a specific number on the site, and in the end they didn't get the permission because they didn't listen. But the thing is that they spend so much money,
Of
and it's
course.
it's just a waste. It's just a waste. So it's really really difficult. I always want my clients to be successful because obviously it's good for them, but it's good for us as well. It's a testament to the quality of the work, and
Of course.
I think from that perspective, I'm just really careful with who we work with. Like we won't say yes to every project. We'll just say yes to the ones which
That you
are
think that
interesting
absolutely.
and that the terms are suitable. You know, and so as long as it's an interesting project and a good client um, and the terms are good, then
It fits your requirements of how you want to work with a client, you will say yes to, sort of thing.
exactly. As long as we can work together and it's a good business relationship, then yeah, we're good to go.
Absolutely. But it's been absolutely amazing talking to you. Before I go,
Yeah,
what's the best project that you've done? I mean, so I've looked at your website and you've done some fantastic projects all over the world. But what's been
yeah.
your sort of, like the apple of the eye that you would say that this is what defines Simone de Gale?
Uh, I must say that it's always changed over the years because the ambition of the company is the whatever project we do next is going to be bigger than the one that we just completed. So
Of
I will
course.
always have a new best project, but the one that is just like the number one right now, this is this master plan project that we have in Georgia in Tbilisi, and maybe
Wow.
you saw that on the website.
Yeah.
It's for like 3,000 homes, a retail shopping center, commercial park, and all this stuff. And it's my favorite. It might actually win the favorite of all time. That you never know because
That is a big project. I mean, 3,000 homes is huge.
yeah, but we'll do bigger in the future. We
I'm
will
sure
do
you will. I'm
yeah,
sure you
but at
will.
the
But
moment
at the
that's the
moment,
best one because it was like an empty site. Like the site
yeah.
was completely empty and the client just said that we can do whatever we want as long as we get them like a certain percentage
So
of residential, then
got
we
you.
can do whatever we want. So we were just free to, fully implement the Simone de Gale design. And
Okay.
the client loved it. And it's been all over the Georgian press and we've won awards and it's been in the British press and other press. And then on the back of that, the client gave us like 10 more projects. So
Wow.
we're doing yeah, we've got like sorry, we've got like 11 projects in Georgia now.
Wow.
And then on the back of that we got a project in Croatia and then in Ukraine and
So you're moving places in Europe, I guess.
yeah, yeah.
That's good to know. But thank you so much for coming on here, sharing all your advice and what
It's my
you've done in
pleasure.
your career. How have you done it? It's a really inspiring story. But before you go, Simone, I do this with all my guests that come on board. We spoke about all the knowledge that you shared, but we've gone through a lot of negativity in recent times with whatever has happened around us. What sort of positive advice would you like to share with the world today so that they can take that on board and move forward in life?
Oh, that's such a nice thing. I would just say, stay true to yourself and push yourself to go back out there and to, live your life, go shopping and have fun with your friends and go to the restaurants and do everything that you can to get your life back to normal.
Spend the money that you don't have to get the positivity. I like that. But it's been a
Yeah.
pleasure talking to you, Simone. Thank you so
Nice
much for
speaking to you
coming
as
on
well,
here.
Murtaza.
And this live session should be live. Well, it's going to be live now, but it's going to be removed, edited, and it should be live again. So if you want to share it with your world out there, it would be great. So thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for your invitation. It's so nice speaking to you today.
Thank you so much, Simone. Take care. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.
So that was Simone de Gale, founder, CEO of Simone de Gale Architects based in Belgravia. Do check them out if you are looking for an architect, interior design with innovation. That's what they do. That's what they pride themselves in. So do check them out. Thank you to Simone for joining me today. Thank you to all the viewers that tuned in. It's been a pleasure to have you on, and I shall see you soon again. Take care. Bye bye.